9, 8,
7,
6,
5,
4,
3,
2,
1.
Yokoso, konnichiwa, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2016 ITTF World Tour Super Series Japan Open. I'm Adam Bobrow, your commentator, and that is Liu Shiwen, world ranked #1, the top seed in the tournament at 25 years old, is undefeated so far in this tournament, and has her rival, her close friend, and epic rival, coming out in a moment to face her. It's Ning, the Queen of Hearts, 25 years old as well, world rank #2, the second seed, only behind her opponent, Liu Shiwen. Ning is #2 on the road to Doha, one spot ahead of Liu Shiwen. Our head umpire, we have Lee Jung-um from Korea, and assistant umpire, Kei Kono from Japan. So these two have a very rich history. They've played head-to-head 20 times on the World Tour. And of those 20, 13 of them have gone to Liu Shiwen. So she's about 2/3 successful out here against Ning. You can see on screen from the quarterfinals on, Liu Shiwen beat Tie Anna, and then Ju Yuling in the semifinals. And on Ning's side, it was Hina Hayata, the last surviving Japanese player, and then Chung Yi-ching. And despite Chung Yi-ching starting off with an 11-3 victory in Game 1, Ning quickly turned things around and didn't allow another game to be won on her behalf, or won over her anyway. And while these two have played many times, as a matter of fact, twice since the Suzhou World Championships in 2015 in China, those two wins were by Liu Shiwen, but the most memorable match was, of course, the World Championship match, the final in 2015 in Suzhou, where Ning was down 0-2 in Game 7, rolled her ankle, took 10 minutes to be healed. Well, not healed anyway, but to be at least bandaged up so that she could continue in the match. And Liu Shiwen tried to keep her focus. But Ning, playing on injury, came back to win Game 7 in the World Championship. Now, despite Ning taking that match and taking the championship, Liu Shiwen ended up being voted the Star Athlete of the Year at the ITTF Star Awards. And rightfully so. She took the Polish Open and the Women's World Cup as well. Quite a dominant year. You can see some of her statistics up there. Already started 2016 with the Super Series title, and has a chance for a second one right here, which in the race to Doha would probably crank up the points a lot for Liu Shiwen. You can find information on that on ITTF.com with all the different points and statistics, not only head-to-head, but where players stand in the race to Doha. Find video library of their last matches. Ning, silver medalist in a very tragic loss against Li Xiaoxia with a lot of service faults. That was in the Olympics in 2012. So Ning talked about how she uses her opponent's speed and spin even from off the table to get quality shots back. Liu Shiwen has the shortest stroke, the most compact game in the women's game. So as far as quickness, it's just going to be really tough because she's fast on the back of the table, and if Ning backs off, she's going to have too much ground to cover. I think it's going to favor LIU Shiwen. Now again, a little bit about how these players got here. LIU Shiwen, before she made it to the quarterfinals, since you already heard about that, she took down legendary bronze medalist from Korea, Kim Kyung-ah, who's recently made a resurgence on the world tour. That was a 4-0 victory for LIU Shiwen. Then Liu Jia, known as Susie in Austria, 4-1 for LIU Shiwen. And that brought her to the quarterfinals, but now here she is in the women's singles final where she wants to be. World rank number 1, LIU Shiwen, starting with the serve. How fast that ball is right off the bounce. Even with Ning in at the table, giving a solid backhand. And LIU Shiwen didn't seem remotely phased, having 2 lets. Still keeps the serve very low to the net. Some players, after having a let service or 2, serve the ball a little bit higher accidentally, for fear of missing their serve. And you can see how persistent and focused she is on keeping the serves low. Right at the back of the table. Well-placed half-long serve for the second point. And again, you're going to see less of the reverse tomahawk serves here, as LIU Shiwen is quite familiar. Ning focusing more on placement with the pendulum serve. Aggressive backhand opener, but again, LIU Shiwen right there to counter and bring it back. It's well placed, just maybe a bit predictable on the backhand. Oh, right into the body, hits her in the shirt. And this is unusual to see LIU Shiwen off the table this much. 2 steps behind both players, counter looping and hooking. It's a little bit slow usually. She's quick on her feet to hop around, but the bending ball of Ning, side spin adding to it.
4-3.
Heavy spin and low to the net. Really charged up for that shot. Ning got low. Inside out forehand, well placed. And again, the shoulders here, bit misleading. Keeping the upper body squared up makes it difficult to predict where the shot's going. Spinny ball overcompensated. LIU Shiwen stays a bit too close. There's Hina Hayata right there. Had a good look in this tournament. Made it farther than any of her teammates.
Then 6-5. Then 6-5. Then 6-5.
Speed and spin on that last ball, kicks up. Liu Shiwen just a little bit behind it, catches the edge of the racket. Ning making a statement here. Again, the game far from over. But a little bit of comfort. An encouraging lead here in game one. Liu Shiwen quickly getting back in that point. Ning looked like she was blasted with an air gun on that last shot. Watch one more time. Whew. Matrix style. So much pace. It's got to make you lightheaded coming back that quickly. And just when you think one player is running away with the game, the other one steps up hers. Counter-attack while backing up. It seemed like Ning might have gotten into a lobbing point for a moment. But much like Xu Xin, trying to stay on the attack even when she's backed off the table. Keep the threat on. Oh, break off the top of the net, a little luck for Ning. Right down the line, inside out forehand off the bounce. Liu Shiwen in top form for that shot. See it one more time, a quick paced rally. Bending away still. One thing Liu Shiwen does very well is move her opponents around from the back of the table. It's part of the reason we saw the ankle injury from Ning. There's too much ground to cover, being run around so much. Credit to Liu Shiwen. And now game point as well. From down 5-8, Liu Shiwen came all the way back. He's won 5 out of the last 6 points. But no contact on that last ball, and we're tied up. Very faint contact, not what she was going for. Seesaw continues to tilt. Ning back now here with game point. Very aggressive point there. Quick start from Ning to get in, finish it quickly. Sometimes people tense up as the score gets close. Tight points, important. Play a little bit too cautiously. Not Ning. Neither of the last 2 points was she cautious. Was more successful in the second to last point. Saw a little apology there from Liu Shiwen, wasn't quite sure. It was the edge of the racket or a bit of net. Very spinny shot from LIU Shiwen, but overcompensated. Ding Ning blocks it into the net. Game point back to LIU Shiwen. That's the longest rally we've seen from a deuce. The extra points so far this game. Ding Ning working really hard here. Getting the forehand into play. Both players testing each other well on that. Turns it over from on top of the table. The backhand flip for another game point to Ding Ning. Though an edge ball, LIU Shiwen keeps it alive at 14-all. So many different ways to win a point. I think we've seen about 5 or 6 different ones since deuce. Or at least the first one. This is the 5th deuce point so far in game 1. That backhand flip has been effective so far, initiating early. But now game point back to LIU Shiwen. They just love game 1 too much. They never want the playing to stop. Of course, both of these players hungry for the title. While LIU Shiwen will be going to the Olympics as the 3rd player playing in the teams. Ding Ning trying to get her revenge against Li Xiaosha, assuming they both make it to the final as predicted. Turning down the middle. Impressive forehand shot from Ding Ning. Again, Ding Ning a little bit taller player here, so it's going to take more for her to get around that ball. But you can see how low she was. Just missing the open forehand court. Contacted the edge of the racket, you could hear. Just trying to chase and sort of trace, recapture in her mind the trajectory of the bounce on that ball. Again, tacky forehand rubber, heavy spin shot.
6-all.
That backhand just sweeping through, looking for the opportunity quickly. Looks like she might push, but at that point you have to realize she's going for the topspin shot. LIU Shiwen does. Tries to get there, but just a little bit behind. And the rally game continues. It's funny, at what point you cross that line. The crowd just now at 17-all is like, you know what? This is enough. This is enough to applaud for how many points have been played. 34 points so far in game 1. Pretty rare to see that. Crisp forehand right into the wheelhouse for Ding Ning. Waiting there on the forehand side to counter. Another point back to Ding Ning.
Then 17-8.
And there it is, Ding Ning, 19 points to 17, finally puts a nail in the coffin of game one and takes the lead 1-0 over LIU Shiwen, world ranked #1. And we'll be back for game two after this short break.
Second game. Ning to serve.
Quickly back for game two. Again, neither player has a coach in their corner, both from the same national association. Ding Ning, the standing singles world champion, leading 1-0 over 2015's female star player of the year.
1-0.
A lot of pace on that ball. Kicks up, but LIU Shiwen stays on top of it. Not easy to do from off the table, and LIU Shiwen doesn't have height in her corner, I would say. Again, as I talked about earlier with you, doesn't seem to be an advantage in table tennis. Yes, you've got the wide reach, but you also have a bigger middle section, have to stay low. Now the flip with the forehand as well. The backhand and the forehand. Ding Ning looking to get in early. Well-placed angles. Wide out to the forehand, deep to the backhand. Some faster shots. This is a more aggressive Ding Ning than we saw in the semifinals. Again, she's playing a different player, so you always have to deal with the opponent. Adapt your game accordingly.
1-5.
Strong start for Ding Ning. And look at that service placement, overwhelmingly into the backhand of LIU Shiwen.
Net 1-5.
Outstanding reactions from LIU Shiwen to keep getting them back, but Ding Ning hangs in there, persists. Ding Ning really uses a lot of body when she turns. LIU Shiwen's so fluid with that wrist, so quick and snappy. Chasing it, covering down the line. LIU Shiwen very composed, centered at the table. This is LIU Shiwen's specialty, moving her opponent around. Ding Ning looking to not play 36 points in game two if she can avoid it. So despite not being an especially tall player, Liu Shiwen able to get in quickly, take advantage of the angle. That was an outstanding chop block from Liu Shiwen, but the ball comes back on the table. We've seen chop blocks from almost all the final players out here. Fan Zhendong's done it, Zhu Yuling did it, Chung Yiqing did it. Look how low she keeps that ball, side spin, touched right back low to the net by Ning. Break off the top of the net, and suddenly it's a 1-point game from down 3-7. Liu Shiwen's taken the last 3 points. Here we are tied back up when it starts to look like one player's got it. The other one raises her level. Again, we are looking at the top 2 players in the world in women's table tennis. And world rank number 1 has just come back to tie it up now with the serve.
8-7.
Well placed to the middle of the table, half long, causing some trouble at the baseline. Topspin on the backhand shot. The streak continues. That's 6 in a row for Liu Shiwen. And again, the more efficient game is Liu Shiwen's. Rarely seems to be off balance. Up, we've got some reverse tomahawk coming. As strong as that serve is, kicking away out wide on the forehand, the follow-up shot's difficult. A quality receive from Liu Shiwen on the run. 3 game points now. And left with heavy underspin up near the net. Ning does not look satisfied at all, as she was up 7-3 and 8 straight points for Liu Shiwen to tie it up at 1 game apiece. We'll be back for game 3 just after this. Stay right here.
Third game, Shiwen to serve, love all.
Back for game 3, Liu Shiwen starting off with the serve.
Then, love all. Then, love all.
Look at that backhand right off the bounce, wide out to the forehand side for a winner. Liu Shiwen's serve had drifted a little long too. Ning got the opening. As fast as they come for an off the bounce short backhand. long push, but a very agile Liu Shiwen quickly gets her back into it and legs as well. Lifts all the underspin. Ding Ning puts on that long push.
Love 3.
Now, one thing Ding Ning has had trouble doing is fooling Liu Shiwen with a half-long serve, getting any sort of hesitation from her on the receive. Streak continues for Liu Shiwen. For the first 4 shots or so, both of these players are playing incredible shots. Liu Shiwen's been able to lift the heavy pushes of Ding Ning no problem, just like it's drill out here. Finally, Ding Ning exploiting a wide angle, getting Liu Shiwen on the chase. You can see pretty evenly spread, favoring a bit into the body on the backhand side, but still playing all over the court. Ding Ning has had a little bit more success in her serves to the backhand side. You might remember the statistic from earlier that she tends to serve more into the body.
6-3.
So we haven't seen many service errors. Let services, yes, but not miss services from Liu Shiwen. Pretty rare occasion. Just long. And even though it's not to her advantage as an audience member, it's definitely to our advantage when we get to see Ding Ning off the table. Running down some shots, saw her lob down Chung Yi-ching earlier today in an incredible rally. Ooh, just missing long. We've seen a lot of big leads and then some comebacks quickly by the opponent. Liu Shiwen seems to be cutting off the comeback train early on. Still a ways to go, we'll see. Outstanding placement. Ding Ning working really hard to try and jam Liu Shiwen, but even from an uncomfortable position, Liu Shiwen's able to cover, get it back deep on the table. Look at that ball. Would have hit her in the right shoulder if she hadn't moved, but instead she does the same thing back to Ding Ning. Too quick right off the bounce. As wide as they come, it's 6 game points for Liu Shiwen to take a 2-1 lead. Yeah, wasting no time on that. Quick to get in and take advantage of the opportunity. They'll break off the top of the net. First time we've seen Liu Shiwen not be able to lift it back. 1 game point saved by Ning's second serve right here.
10-6.
Yeah, that's the perfect placement. It's one of those where if it's a little bit wider, someone would be tempted to play the short side of the table around the net. But it gets them thinking. Leave it hanging off the forehand side. Should I play the wide angle? Go cross court? Top of the racket and the ball's behind Ning, and so is the game. Liu Shiwen takes it 11 points to 6 for a 2-1 lead, and we'll be back for game 4 right after this.
First game, Ning to serve, love all.
We're back for game 4. Ning starting off with the serve, down 1 game to 2. Liu Shiwen in the lead at the top of the table. Break off the edge.
Love 1.
The second head shake we've seen from a real genuine man. Sorry about that. But again, for a short wingspan, Liu Shiwen covers the whole table quite well, very quick. Your timing has to be so incredible to be that size and get so much speed right off the bounce. Again, focused but not tense. Still staying loose and whip-like out there. Oh, that's the craziest! Edge of the racket and the back edge of the table. What are you gonna do? 1 in a billion? When have you ever seen that happen? Ever. Ever. Liu Shiwen and Ning reacting like they've never seen it happen. Could come down. Oh man, what are you doing to me, Edge? Look at Liu Shiwen. Oh no, this is my destiny. Disappointment. Ayah. All right, back into the focus mode. What you just witnessed before was almost as rare, maybe just as rare, as serving it into your edge of the table and having it come down on your opponent's edge of the table for an outright ace. Pretty rare. And the rally's getting longer and faster before the edge ball off the racket. We had a similar point with Vladi versus Zhang Jike yesterday, but it didn't come down on the edge. It just came down on the table before Zhang Jike sent Samsonov into a barrier. And Ning with 2 shots in that rally, the same quality that Liu Shiwen's been hitting for winners. Right off the bounce, heavy topspin. The placement there, wide out to the backhand. As fast as Liu Shiwen takes these shots, most people can't make a decision. These decisions are happening moment after moment. Ning asking, did that hit the edge? Thought it did. We'll see what Liu Shiwen says. Think she was looking for a replay or something. Don't think she thought it did. I didn't hear anything personally. Tough to know. Play shot to the short side. Seemed to catch Liu Shiwen off guard a little bit. Haven't seen too many service receive problems for Liu Shiwen, but Ning, after asking about that back edge, comes back to win 3 points in a row. All in the blink of an eye. Back edge there, that one definitely touched for Ning. Had the other one hit the edge, would have been the 3rd point for Ning off an edge so far this game. Ning sort of wondering what happened with the second bounce on the table. Let's see this again. So side spin, light top, perfectly placed. Comes down just off the back edge of the table. This is not a coincidence. This is endless hours of practicing the placement on these serves. Ooh, pretty lucky let there. Sort of ski-balled up like a ramp off the top of the net onto the edge of the table. Ning's had some creative edges so far this game. Outstanding points again. Liu Shiwen finding the middle right on the body. Players testing each other, playing the angles, trying to find the middle. It's a difficult shot to get around for. We've seen a few times that Ning's upper body just completely flips out, trying to get out of the way for the ball. Ambitious shot, a little bit flatter from Liu Shiwen down the short side. That's pretty rare to see, basketball-style dribble on the table. Bouncing here and there, yes. Not like 5 in a row. Heavy push, and Liu Shiwen doesn't read it quite right. Doesn't lift enough. Remember, Liu Shiwen was up 5 points to 2 early on in the game. Tons of spin on that backhand. Ning really coming to life here. Scored 8 out of the last 10 points to have 3 game points here over Liu Shiwen. Beautiful backhand to save a game point. Fearless play. Sometimes people need to have their backs against the ropes before they get the bravery to take some bold shots. We've seen it before. This illusion of this could be your last chance. Having a talk with the coach of the women's team from Iran about Neda Shahsavari in her Olympic qualification match against Olga Kim. Very similar situation. Every point could have been the last chance. Ning takes it 11 points to 8, ties it up. got a 2-2 series now. It's coming into the 5th game, dead even. We'll see what happens and who takes the lead for Game 5 right after this.
Fifth game, Liu to serve.
Players are back for Game 5. Liu Shiwen's going to start off with the serve as Ding Ning stretches out the shoulders and tries to stay loose. Ding Ning winning last game 11-8 after losing the 2 before.
Then, love all.
Heavy underspin to the short side of the table on a serve. But again, half long, difficult shot for Ding Ning. Outstanding point and recovery off the top of the net. Got to be some smiles, at least not, if not on the players, definitely in the arena for this point. So much pace, hopping all around, covering the middle. Watching this from this angle, it seems again like it's all in fast forward. How can humans move that quickly, let alone process the shot coming at them and think about what they want to do with the next ball? But that's why you're looking at the 2 best players in the world, because they can. Ning Ning hanging in there for breaking and changing patterns of Liu Shiwen. Liu Shiwen's known for running around her opponents, and she started off that way.
2-1.
Seems like as Liu Shiwen's getting to the ball, just getting there, able to get the racket out, place the ball back well, cover. And on that final block, she was actually there a little bit earlier than the one before, had a bit more control and body behind the ball. Almost sounded like a Street Fighter 2 move right there. Fast long serve into the body, knocking out Ding Ning. And these are some of the surprises that Liu Shiwen has. Not just the quick rally strokes, but also mixing up her serve from time to time to keep Ding Ning honest and guessing. Again, predictability. It's a problem at this level. This time less control from Ding Ning off the edge than that beautiful edge ball she hit earlier. This was the same score as last game when Ding Ning started her comeback.
5-3.
So far, deja vu. Two recovery shots right off the middle. Ding Ning playing very limberly out there. From off the table to make some quality forehand shots covering the middle. Then finally a backhand back into play. That reminds me of the shots leading up to her ankle injury, the World Championships. Ding Ning making some drastic moves with the upper body to cover the middle, get out of the way. Heavy spin to the short side. Liu Shiwen hanging on to the lead by 2 points here. Right on the line. Liu Shiwen with the high-risk shot again, quick off the bounce. Watching these two go at it. It's cat and mouse right now, just running it around the table, turning up the pressure, trying to fool the other opponent. I was thinking who would be cat and who would be mouse. Let's say Ding Ning cat. In the sense that right now, score-wise anyway, Ding Ning chasing. Also, Ding Ning is just the bigger player. You can see on the table here, Liu Shiwen playing a lot into the body. Pretty good mix of shots, but still mostly into the body on the backhand side. Difficult ball right at the back edge. Once again, Liu Shiwen familiarizing herself with the back edge of the table. Seems like it caught a bit of the edge. Yep, huh? What? We've got a timeout here.
Timeout.
It's going to be Liu Shiwen taking the timeout, trying to hang on to the lead, cauterize the bleed coming from the other side. So thinking about what's been working well for Liu Shiwen, the down the line shots, and she keeps it deep on the table early on in the points.
Time.
Tends to be a little bit more effective.
Time. Ding Ning, please.
And Ding Ning called back to the table for a second time. Of course, the timeout is either 1 minute or whenever the player who called the timeout or the side that has the timeout determines their timeout is done. So Liu Shiwen getting back quickly.
Then. Seven, 6.
Still a 1 point lead for Liu Shiwen out of the timeout. Let's see what she does here. Stays on her feet for the last one, but two squatting to the ground. Looks like a stretching routine from Ding Ning as she wins that point from the backhand corner. Look at this athleticism, incredible shots here. And just completely running around the court. What hustle from Ding Ning. And even Liu Shiwen can't chase her around enough to get her to miss a shot in that rally. Once again tied up, was down 2-5. And now Ding Ning has the serves to be in the driver's seat. Strong touch over the table after the serve comes in a little high in the beginning. At least the service received. Like a little break off the edge back on the wide shot. Tough to tell. We've had a few shots that have caught the edge, but not so much. Just changing the trajectory enough to bother the opponent. Standing effort once again, deep in the backhand corner, covering the middle. Liu Shiwen makes a solid shot with the forehand. Heavy spin ball right back. Look at this. Would have hit most people in the body, but Liu Shiwen keeps it in play and aggressively. Slow-mo of Ding Ning off the edge of the racket. Very animated reactions on the mishits. And in the rally before where she ran around, even on her solid shots, just very active movement from Ding Ning. There it is once again, but Liu Shiwen surprises with the shot to the backhand. Ding Ning looking to turn and take the forehand. And it's 2 game points at the third towel break for Liu Shiwen. The Ding Ning fan club here in the crowd. Fans from China coming over to Japan for this tournament. Fans from around the world, really. Super Series. They got the best players in the world here. Definitely worth the travel to come see live. Break there, Ding Ning down the line. 1 game point saved. Ding Ning with the backhand saves it. 2 game points, and we're at deuce in the 5th. This is a crucial moment here. Last time they played deuce, it went to 19-17. And a very big point for Ding Ning, focused as ever and fist clinched. Whoever wins this game will have a strong advantage coming into the 6th. Power to the short side. Liu Shiwen plays the risky shot and it pays off. Game point back to Liu Shiwen. 3rd one this game. Almost brings it back, but it's Liu Shiwen pinning her in the backhand corner and earning it 12-10 in Game 5 for a 3-2 lead. We'll be back for Game 6. It could be the last. Stay here to find out. You're watching the women's singles final. Players are back for Game 6. Liu Shiwen, world rank number 1, leading 3-2 over Ding Ning.
6th game.
While Liu Shiwen has won their last 2 encounters on the World Tour, Ding Ning is the world champion. Just missing on the short side of the table, overdoing it on the wide shot. Oh, the backhand quickly off the bounce. Surprise, surprise. Ball here and gone in a moment. Look at this one more time. Half long serve. Looks like she's going to push. Goes for the flip. We've seen that a few times before, but it's still surprising. Excellent execution from Ning.
1-2.
Ooh, that would have been the fastest serve I've seen in some time. Rare to see a serve so fast in a match. Have to wonder if there was a miss hit there. Clearly lost control though. Oh, thought the point was over. Quality shot, but not enough. And a little smirk there, a little smile from LIU Shiwen. There she got away. Caught Ning sleeping for a moment. Tough to say sleeping in less than half a second. Just thinking the point was over anyway, standing up.
3-4.
That could be a turning point in this game here. At 1 point. Look at this, burned again. Looks like she's going to go down the line. Plays it out wide to the forehand side, and it's tied back up quickly. Very subtle motion there to redirect the ball. LIU Shiwen, tough to read.
3-4.
What was a strong start for Ning has quickly been recovered by LIU Shiwen, now in the lead on the receive. A heavy push deep into the backhand. We saw the stats before for how much LIU Shiwen is playing into the body on the backhand side of the table. Almost recovers. Ning playing down the line, a little higher risk shot to mix it up. LIU Shiwen's #1 in the world for many reasons, but she doesn't have much of a middle, very quick to turn. She also plays well wide on the wings.
6-0.
Off balance, Ning trying to reach, not able to get the steps in to cover the line. Was still hopping, sort of coming down. LIU Shiwen taking advantage of this, not allowing much time for Ning.
8-6.
And again, a game that started in Ning's favor has her very close to losing the title. But just like every other game so far, with the exception of one, maybe two, I guess, there've been a lot of back and forth action. Players taking the leads from each other.
8-7.
Heavy topspin from LIU Shiwen, really times it well with that backhand, a lot of wrist on the shot. Doesn't need the big follow through. And now we've got 3 championship points for LIU Shiwen. Break off the top of the net, but a quality push, and it's LIU Shiwen 4-2 over Ning, the world champion. There are the scores for review, but LIU Shiwen with an outstanding performance here will remain world number 1 and take another Super Series title to add to Qatar, not to mention being the 2015 Star Athlete at the ITTF Star Awards for women's table tennis. And you'll get to see her on the podium later today. Enjoy some highlights. We're gonna have a little break before we get into the doubles finals for the men and the women. You're watching the Japan Open, and we'll see you after the break.